Doc, thanks very much for your time and welcome to the AM report. I mean, dementia is generally misunderstood. Sometimes you get people actually joking around with the condition when they try to refer to someone perhaps who's forgetful and things like that. What are the dangers, do you think, of sometimes playing into that without really knowing what's at play?
Okay. Thank you so much, Ayanda, and good morning to the viewers. Thank you for this opportunity. We are celebrating World Alzheimer's Day, and this is an opportunity for us to spread information to our community because, as you say in your question, it is quite often that people will just carry around that label without necessarily getting a proper diagnosis and proper treatment afterwards. So that's very important.
And take us through some of the big misunderstandings, perhaps, the myths about what Alzheimer's is and isn't.
Okay. So Alzheimer's disease falls under a category that we refer to in the clinical space. We refer to that as neurocognitive disorders. There are many neurocognitive disorders. So when we break down the word neurocognitive, we break it down into neuro and we break it down into cognitive. If you look at neuro refers to the brain and the central nervous system. And if you look at cognition, there are a lot of cognitive domains that we have. So in terms of cognitive domains, we have language, we have learning and memory, executive functioning, social cognition. These deficits in cognition then lead to functional impairment, where you find that whoever is suffering from a neurocognitive disorder suddenly can't maintain their personal hygiene, they've got poor grooming, they can't dress themselves up, they need assistance using the bathroom, they can't walk independently, they have difficulties eating on their own. Also, if you take it a bit further, you'll find that they are no longer able to do shopping for themselves, for example. They are unable to prepare meals. They can't manage the personal household anymore. They are more dependent on their relatives. They can't manage their medication anymore, and they cannot manage their finances. So those are the things that we would look out for as a family member that will alert you as to that there is a potential problem here. Yeah. It's not necessarily that if somebody acts out of character, it is because there is a dementia process there. But it is one thing that would make you suspect that all of a sudden at the age of 60 or 65, if somebody starts behaving out of character, it would be a warning sign to have a look and explore what's going on there.
Right. Some research, Doc, is suggesting that there are ways through which you can prevent or even delay having Alzheimer's. But I'm interested to find out whether we know of any particularly young people who aren't able to delay or prevent Alzheimer's, because typically and stereotypically this is attributed to senior citizens.
Okay, so I'll put it into context for you and say, whilst Alzheimer's disease globally is the type of Alzheimer's that is most prevalent, it is different in our local population. In our population, the types of dementia or the type of neurocognitive disorders that we are contending with include HIV-related neurocognitive disorder. It also includes diseases like vascular neurocognitive disorder. And it is these disorders that can be delayed or prevented in terms of onset. So you mentioned a question where you were asking about a young person. We know that HIV in the context of South Africa is most prevalent in those that are young. So that is when it occurs that a young person would then have cognitive deficits and a decrease in functionality.
Right, we're going to have...
In terms of...
Please finish your thought.
Yes, in terms of the things that one can do to try and prevent is to eat healthy, get exercise, stay mentally fit and socially active, and to rely on your family networks for support.
All right. Thanks very much for coming on to the AM report and giving us your insights. Certainly an important conversation to be having this World Alzheimer's Day. Dr. Sihle Nhlabathi is part of the South African Society of Psychiatrists, works as a consultant there. Thanks once again, Doc, for your time.